Welcome to Proust My Startup, the podcast that offers you a glimpse at the personalities of the people that make the local startup ecosystem in Malaysia. I'm Vanessa Muledus, aka Brand Shifu with an H on Instagram, the founder of North Branding Consulting Boutique Agency. I'm a brand strategist, 24/7 immersed by the sides of entrepreneurs, startups, and SME founders. As a brand consultant, a mentor, but also an entrepreneur program facilitator, an investment jury, and a business angel. In Proust My Startup, I want to really discover who are the people that make our local startup ecosystem. Because I'm a brand strategist, I want to understand how their personal brand might influence or shape the corporate brand of their organization. Today's episode is recorded from CloudMile's Center of Excellence in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Startups thrive on innovation, and CloudMile is here to fuel that journey. As a leading AI and cloud technology company in Asia, they help businesses drive digital transformation and growth, leveraging machine learning, big data, and cloud solutions. With a team made up of certified technical experts and a strong network of technology partners, including being one of just 40 Google Cloud Managed Services providers globally, CloudMile has supported more than 1,200 companies through consulting, technical, and managed services. I've seen it firsthand with my own mentees, tech startup founders. The Center of Excellence in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, now offers startups a collaborative space to explore generative AI, data management, security, and more, and advance their digital competitiveness with cloud and AI adoption. So if, like them, you want to experience it yourself, visit today my.cloud. And now, back to our episode. My guest today is Tricia Francis. She's the Executive Director of MBAN, the Malaysian Business Angel Network. So buckle up and let's take a deep dive. Hi, Tricia. Welcome to Proust My Startup.
Hi, Vanessa. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to have you over. For the benefit of the audience, Tricia, I met you a few months ago. That is the morning recording. So my English is not properly in my head, obviously. A few months ago at MBAN, so the Malaysian Business Angel Network. Yeah. So it's a big organization in Malaysia. Lots of business angels, as the name says it. And Tricia is the executive director of this organization. And so I met you a few months ago at a dinner that Nexia and MBAN, I think, were organizing, where there were lots of pitches from founders and some investment at the end.
Yes, correct.
So I'm really glad because now I can really discover Tricia. I didn't have much time back then, of course. We had a chat, but she was super busy, of course. She was the host of the night. So very glad that you're here to explain us more about who you are and who MBAN is, because you are a key player in the Malaysian startup ecosystem to support the very early stage, even sometimes ideation stage, super early stage founders. So
I'm really happy to be here, Vanessa.
I hope you will stay happy throughout. So starting with Proust My Startup, have you ever heard of the Proust questionnaire?
No, I have not.
Okay, which is great. I love it.
I should have done some homework, I think.
I'm glad you didn't. Yesterday, I recorded another guest, and he did his homework.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, too bad. I prefer when you don't do it.
Oh, okay.
Because the big surprise for me starting this podcast, which is normal, is that in this part of the world, of course, no one knows about Proust questionnaire, which is nice because then we keep the surprise and the authenticity. So, Proust questionnaire. It's a questionnaire that used to be used by a French philosopher and writer that is named Marcel Proust in the late 19th and early 20th century. So very French here. Yeah. Back then, he had a few questions, very reflective and personal questions that he used to play and to ask in small circles, aristocratic, intellectual circles, as an indoor game. And so these questions that we're going to go through are pretty much the ones that he would ask, plus a few more added by, now I know, Vogue magazine. I thought they were the entire 35 questions from Proust, but no, not all of them. And supposedly, it's revealing the true nature of someone. because it's so reflective.
Okay, interesting.
Yes, right? So you're ready to take it?
Yes, nervous, but ready.
Don't be. You'll see it's really, really interesting and
Okay.
nothing uncomfortable, really.
Let's go.
Let's. So the first question is, what is your idea of perfect happiness?
And you said it wasn't tough.
It's fun, but yeah, it needs a little bit of reflection in it.
Um, I think the first thing that comes to mind, I love the ocean, right? So I guess sitting by the ocean would be the first thing that comes to mind. But it's not something I get to do very often, right?
Especially in KL.
No, not at all. And also, being in the ecosystem, it's always so busy
True.
and, there's always something going
True.
on. So I think maybe if you asked me the same question a few years ago, that would be my perfect answer. I think that would describe happiness for
Yes.
me. But these days it's slightly different because I think there's a lot of things that happen around you, right? And sometimes happiness to me is also trying to find like a state of content, right, or fulfillment in the everyday chaos, right? Because
Yes.
there's so much going on, especially in the ecosystem, and there's always things happening, and if you can't think of happiness and just waiting for the ocean, then uh, you're always waiting, right,
True.
for it,
True.
right? So I try to find happiness in the everyday things that I do. I think this is one of the habits that I picked up, which is around being grateful, right? And just finding that happiness and gratefulness, in the everyday living, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
a nice definition, I
Yeah.
must say. And I totally relate, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
The world has become chaotic, so the notion of
Yes,
happiness might
yes.
have changed a little bit,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Just a second, I'm pushing the mic closer to you just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the life conditions, yeah. All right, second question. What is your greatest fear?
Oh gosh.
If any, sometimes
Um,
you don't even have one.
so for me, I think I guess the first thing that comes to mind is time, right? Um, uh, I sometimes worry that I will run out of time, right? So something about me that maybe a lot of people don't know. I had a very unconventional career path. And so I kind of did F&B for about 13 years and then did my masters and then went into events and then got into the social impact
Yes,
space and then
yes.
entrepreneurship. And somewhere I feel like because I've done so many things and now I'm doing something that I really love. I guess even my personal life is almost like, um, it's nice, it's comfortable. And then I sometimes have this fear, right, that I may run out of time
Understand.
to do the things that I want to do or to
Yes.
continue to live this amazing life,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah. So sometimes I think that's one fear that I have.
I understand.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All stars align now, and you don't
Yeah.
want that to
Yeah.
stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. Now, what is the trait you most deplore in yourself? So the trait you really don't like in yourself?
Overthinking.
Overthinking.
Oh my God. I'm obsessive. I'm an obsessive overthinker.
Right.
It's crazy.
In everything you do.
Um, yeah, I would say everything that I do, especially my work. I'm crazy. I cannot sleep. Like even last night, I probably had like 2 or 3 hours sleep, right? Thinking about what's happening
Wow.
tomorrow. Like
Okay.
I have a packed schedule,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
just like going through planning the whole day and just like keep repeating it. Um, and also in my own personal life, right? If I want to do something, I always think about it like a lot.
Mm.
Um, although maybe uh, some people may find it that I do too much of it, right? The overthinking. But I also learned that it's something that has actually helped me because whenever I've been in difficult situations, I've actually already thought about some of the, worst case scenarios that are going to
Yes.
happen,
Yes.
right? So almost like anticipating if something happened, I would be able to
Yes.
anticipate it,
Yes.
right?
Understand.
So yeah, so sometimes I think that overthinking, uh, yeah, it's it's a big thing. I mean, I try to not overthink and try to go with the flow, but I end up overthinking while I'm in
Yeah,
the
the
flow.
nature is deep, deep into it.
Very
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But at least you're aware of it. So
Yes,
you
I am
can
right.
sometimes work on it when
Yeah,
you feel you'd have to.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
right, overthinking then. And so, what is the trait you must deploy in others?
Oh, okay.
Might be different.
Mm, so I think rudeness, right? So I think I remember just now I mentioned that I was from the F&B industry, and it was something that I just couldn't stand. Um, the way people are treated sometimes,
Yes.
right? So I've always like kind of kept away from people who are very rude. So even when I sense a tone that's rude, I'll just kind of like back off.
Mm,
I try not to be in that sort of environment, right? The worst thing about, I guess, uh, knowing that maybe want to keep away from people who are rude, but if you come in contact with them, I actually apologize. I don't know why.
okay.
Yeah,
You don't feel comfortable.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So just like,
I understand.
yeah, yeah,
I understand. I don't like it either.
yeah.
One of my guests yesterday recording an episode was telling me exactly the same thing and example.
Mm,
That for him, it's signaling a lot about the person,
mm,
how he or she acts in that kind of environment with people not the same level in a way, and that he couldn't stand that either.
mm,
So
yeah, yeah.
rudeness it is. Now, which living person do you most admire?
Living person,
Living
is it?
person, yes. Could be someone famous, could be someone around you.
Okay. Um, the first, I think my parents,
Hmm.
right? For me, both of them, I really admire how they've raised us as kids. Even till today, they're with us. Um, but there was a lot of resilience, right? So I think when we were younger, maybe we didn't have as much. But my parents were very, very um, uh, persistent, right? About education, about empowering us. And actually, I admire also the kind of selflessness, right? So all the sacrifices that they did. So I really respect, I guess the way that they have raised us, right? So I really admire my parents. I think they have, not only admire, I admire, respect, and love them, of course, right? I think it's unbelievable, right? From very little to be able to raise kids, four of us, and it
Sure.
takes a lot. It
Yes,
takes a
yes.
lot.
I can relate somehow.
Yeah,
So I see
yeah.
that. Very nice. And now, what is your greatest extravagance?
Hmm. It has to be a thing.
No, it could be something material.
Okay. Um, I think something that I really probably I enjoy the beach, right? So for me, because time is always a constraint,
Hmm.
um, I think my extravagance would be to go to the beach,
Yeah,
right, and
I
spend a
understand.
week there,
Yes,
and not worry about work or work remotely, and
yes.
so I think
Just being
that
in the present time, yeah, at
yeah,
the beach.
yeah,
I
yeah. So I
understand.
think that would be my extravagance, right?
Yes.
I'm not so much for material things. Um, I've learned over the years to kind of appreciate experiences more
Hmm.
than owning things, or those kind of it just doesn't sit with me.
Yes,
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
All right. Now, what is your current state of mind? Could be right now or could be in general the period.
um the first, when you said that, organized chaos came in my mind.
Okay. I like this.
uh,
Organized chaos. Explain a bit.
but zen in the organized
Okay.
chaos, right? So I yeah, I think, I mean, Vanessa, the startup ecosystem, it's very dynamic,
Hmm.
right? At any given time, there's 20, 30 things happening, right? whether it's, like for me with my own work or with partnerships with other people. Um, so it's almost chaotic, but I've managed to find some sort of organization
I
within that
understand.
chaos,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Um, and I've learned over the years to just be zen in that mode, right? Because it's just going to keep
Yes,
moving
you
very
can't be in that
fast.
ecosystem
Yeah,
if you're not zen with
correct.
it.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. So you just gotta like chill.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand the organized structure that you're
yeah,
trying to put
yeah.
in this disorganization so that you can manage it somehow.
Yes. Yeah,
Understand.
yeah.
Okay. So that's your everyday, basically,
That's almost my everyday, unless I'm near the
mindset.
beach.
Yes, yes. Maybe we should call MBAN to have an office by the beach somewhere, Penang or East Coast or something. All right. Now, what do you consider the most overrated virtue?
Virtue. Mm, maybe forgiveness.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's a virtue, right? Um, I just sometimes feel that this concept of forgiveness. I'm a person of faith. I mean, at least I like to believe, right?
Yeah.
And I've also been on still am on a long spiritual journey. But I always could never understand this concept of forgiveness. But once again, I'm not sure whether it's a virtue or not, but that's the one that comes to mind.
I feel we can accept it as a
Yeah.
virtue. Yeah.
Because it always feels like if you, i- i- when you, I guess, when somebody asks for forgiveness, is it for you or for the other person?
I know what you're meaning because
Yeah.
my mom, she has this concept since I
Yeah.
was little.
Really?
And she said and I never understood it actually, but now it hit my mind when you speak like this. She said to me, never apologize to someone. No, not apologize. Never ask for forgiveness to someone.
Mm,
And I think this is what she meant.
yeah.
I never quite understood it, but now you explain it like
Yeah.
this. It seems to be exactly that.
Yeah.
Like, for whom are you doing that? Is it for yourself or for the person?
Yeah. And then I always feel
Understand
like
it.
the person that's going to say, yeah, okay, sure, I forgive you, it's almost like you discount what has happened, right?
Understand.
So I just that's something that even from a faith perspective, um, I always kind of feel a little bit more like, okay, yeah, I can say it, but whether it's meaningful,
Yes, what is the
right?
power
Yeah,
behind? Yes,
yeah.
understand.
Does it take away the power? Does it give the power?
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, it's a complex concept, I think,
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, very valid. Now, on what occasion do you lie? Big lie, small lie?
Okay. I'm an introvert.
Really?
I
Okay,
am. I am. I
okay.
am very much an
You're doing
introvert.
great though.
Yeah. Functional introvert.
Okay,
So I love the quiet, right? So the moment I go home, there's no way you're gonna get me out. So I do lie to get out of social obligations often.
understand, understand. And you have
Uh,
so many on top of that.
yes. But
Wow.
more from friends. Work, I think I still consider it as
Okay,
professional
okay.
obligations, but like more from friends. Sometimes I feel so bad. Like I would like, oh no, I really can't. I've got this going on. I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this
yeah.
deadline, but actually I just want to chill and Netflix.
Understand. And you have such a busy life
Yeah.
that it's also needed
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah. So I enjoy the quiet. So sometimes I try to wiggle my way out of this social
Understand.
obligations.
I understand.
I think I would lie, or I have lied actually, to just not to hurt somebody,
Mm.
right? To protect somebody's feelings. So I've done that before, right? Especially people that you love. Of course, it's white lies,
Yes.
or it doesn't have a larger impact, right? So it's just small lies.
Yeah, yeah. For the greatest, let's say,
Yeah,
yeah, for a
yeah,
different objective.
yeah. Right?
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you most dislike about your appearance, if anything?
Yeah. Straight up, my weight, right? So I think that's something which is my own fault. So the bad habits, eating, and lifestyle
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So that's something that maybe I want to improve. I have started to take steps.
Very
So
nice.
just hoping I'll get there sooner than later.
Very nice. You know, it's very much of a trend, I think, that will last in the ecosystem. Lots of my entrepreneurs around me and my mentees and all, they start the journey as well. Like the life in the ecosystem is so busy, so complicated, so much pressure that they realize that they have to take care of themselves. It's no longer an option.
Yep.
So I think there's a big trend indeed for every kind of player in the ecosystem to start being aware that this can't go on and the ecosystem needs you. So you have to take care of yourself also if you want to be still a player of this ecosystem.
I think recently there has been a little bit of a trend, I think, more in Europe, where there are lots of programs being launched now to help entrepreneurs, I guess, have a more well-rounded,
True,
looking
true.
at the well-being side of being an entrepreneur,
Sure.
right? Because it's something that's quite different, because it's ever changing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And sometimes you don't know, you know, what's happening in the next hour, right? So I think overseas, especially in Europe, there's a lot of this. You can find a lot of
Sure.
programs like that. But I think in Malaysia, we should actually look at
I
that.
think it's
right?
starting
Yeah.
because it's also a national journey to be aware of your health here. There's a lot of contributors like food that we know, and I think there's a Malaysian agenda from government around that space. So little by little, I think everyone is having that kind of how you say that haha moment in the ecosystem and outside. And so I think it's a global move now.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good that you start. Congrats. All right. Now, which living person do you most despise? So, of course, back then, maybe you should, and you could say names. Despise was maybe all the rage, but today we don't despise so much. And
Okay.
the names, we're going public here, so we want any names. Yeah, but it might be more about what kind of person you don't really feel comfortable with.
Or type of person, right?
Yes.
Um. So, I suppose people that keep you chasing your tail, right? The time wasters, the people that um, I guess don't really make decisions or can't really make decisions
Yes.
or
Yes.
don't want to make decisions, and they keep making you run around for something. Um, I think that's also, I mean, because I've been in the ecosystem for quite some time, so I maybe am a bit more aware and able to spot them fast,
Yep.
right? Before you get in this vicious loop of
Yes.
trying to make something happen when it's only one person putting in the
Yes.
effort.
Yes.
Um, I think that's some. I probably also stay away from people like that,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is the quality you most like in a man, as in gender man?
Mm, okay. So most of um, I guess in my working career, most of the people, my reporting line has always been men, right? Um, One thing that I love about working with men is they're huge risk takers, right? I think I am very much different, right, as a person.
Maybe it's the overthinking,
Yeah,
where you
maybe,
ponder
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, probably. But I like that men don't overthink something. They just go out and they just do it, right? So they've made a decision. There's some basic deductions of, why I feel this is right, but
Yep.
it's more driven by gut,
Yes.
right? It feels right. Let's go for it, right? And it tends to work out really well, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
even if it doesn't, the kind of reaction that they would have to that scenario would be just, oh, okay, let's move on,
True.
right?
True. True.
Yeah.
They're more
I,
direct, I think, in the way they think. Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So I like that.
Okay.
I wish I could be, maybe, it's overthinking, but I wish that I could have more of that sort of, confidence,
Yep. I
right?
understand. You can you can think
Yeah.
about the options, but
Yeah.
at some point you make a decision
Yeah.
and you go for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Mm.
Okay. So now same question with the woman. What is the quality you must like in a woman?
Easy. Like my mother. Heart.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. I think women have so much care. So women are quite different. It's all about precision. It's about care. It's about empathy, right? And I think that's why women make great leaders, right? Because they have that combination. Yes, they can make decisions, right? They do make good decisions because they have thought through the process. At the same time, they have that empathy, that sort of heart in them, because the decision they always take into consideration how it impacts everybody else, right? So I love mm, that gentleness of a woman, right?
Understand, yeah.
In the entrepreneurship sector, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now, which words or phrases do you most overuse if you're aware of it?
Very aware. Sorry.
Ah, okay. Back to it.
Yeah. Sorry. I always use that word, right? Also, I think it's because I was in the F&B industry for a very long time, and it was something that you always said, right? Um, it almost comes out naturally. So it always stuck with me. I mean, I try to be aware. Um, uh, I think in text and all, I can be a little bit more conscious, but sometimes when I'm speaking, I, just kind of get into it. Oh, sorry,
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Now, what or who is the greatest love of your life?
Mm, greatest love. I don't think I have one. No, actually, I do. I think it's God, right? To me, uh, if I look at my life right now, um, it's perfect, right? I have my family, I have my partner, I have my little doggy, Money, right? My friends. I am doing what I love, what I enjoy, um, and I've also done things that I have enjoyed, right? Um, but this whole bucket almost is non-existent if it wasn't for God, right? So I think for me, my greatest love would be God, because He's gifted me all these things, right? And of course, because it's a gift from God, I love this bucket of things that I have,
I
right?
understand.
Yeah.
All right. So now, when and where were you the happiest?
Mm, when and where? See, it's hard to answer that question. Uh, uh, I like to say in the present moment, right? I have happy memories, right? Of, whether it's being by the beach, or the big party me and my friends had, 2 months ago, or or my mom's birthday. Those are happy memories. Uh, but I think I'm happiest at the present moment, like
Okay.
in this moment now, right? Because I can't go back
True.
to that moment, except through memories.
True.
Yeah, just I guess here right now.
That is nice.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get that carpe diem,
Yeah.
personality. So good on you. Which talent would you most like to have? Let's see.
Ah, hmm. Typically, I would say I would love to dance, learn how to dance. That would probably be something I'd like to learn.
Which is not too late,
Yeah,
which you can still.
I hope so.
Yeah, you can. There
I
are
have
so
two left
many.
feet.
Oh yeah, okay, but still, there are so many types of dance coming from a dancer. So I can tell you there are so many
Ah.
types of dance that you can do basically whatever you want.
Okay, I will call you up for lessons.
Sure. I'm not dancing though anymore, but I used to. Yeah.
But I think language, that's another
Language. Yeah.
one, right? So I wished it I could pick up more languages.
Okay.
I think just having my two languages, which is Bahasa and English, is great. it gets you here in Malaysia and around the world. But I think I would want to learn Tamil, my native language. I would want to learn Mandarin, maybe, right? So like languages,
Yes.
right? I would love to do that, learn that, right? Not too
Great
late, I
talent.
know, but
Same,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Indeed. Nice. Okay, now if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
If I could change one thing, hmm, actually nothing. Yeah,
Present moment.
yeah, nothing. I think yeah, the first, I guess I was thinking about choices, right? Would I
Mhm.
change any choices that I
Yeah.
had made? I don't think so, right? Because I think that each of it has led me here today, has led me to the life that I'm living, uh, is leading me to the opportunities that are coming my way, right? So I don't think so, right? Nothing comes to mind, at least,
Okay.
right? Yeah,
And that's okay.
yeah.
Now, what do you consider your greatest achievement?
Oh, okay. Mm, okay, so I think for this question, it's hard to just pin it on one
Mhm.
achievement. I think it's a series of
Okay.
achievements, right? Because it's for me when I look at my life, right? Um, I've done many different things. Um, from F&B, doing, starting off as a waitress and then being the ops manager for 300 staff, right? So that's like one achievement. But
Yes, yes.
then the next one is, leaving that whole industry and going and doing my MBA. So I guess it just keeps rolling that way, right? So there's a series of
And
achievements.
seems to be up and up
Yeah,
always, yes?
yeah. So it's almost like um, never, it doesn't end. Um, I was also, as I was speaking, I was thinking of MBAN Summit, right? And, the chapters that MBAN had set up,
Yes.
which was something that I work with our past president. That's also something that I'm proud of. But then it's like almost, okay, that's done. Now we're opening up the next chapter, right? So it's almost like it's a rolling, what do you call this? It's like a rolling,
Yeah, it's a succession of
yeah,
achievements in themselves, right?
correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's like keeps moving.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm proud of those moments, but I'm not sure whether those are my greatest
I understand
achievements, right?
because the future might hold even better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
understand. Yeah. Now, if you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, what would it be?
Me.
You? Perfect. Same, same.
Yeah, me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Same life again.
yeah.
Very nice. Now, where would you most like to live?
Live.
Yeah, live my accent, live.
Uh, I will not leave Malaysia. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I think Malaysia is a really beautiful country. Um, if I were to choose any state, it would be Sabah.
Okay. Yeah.
I love the I think there's some uh, form of authenticity, right, with the
True.
people, the
True.
culture, the
Still quite preserved there.
environment, the
Yes.
nature. So it's like almost everything in coming together, and it just feels very calm,
Mm,
right?
that's right.
Um,
That feels a little bit different from the rest of Malaysia, indeed.
yes, correct. And also the culture. So I think over there it's very much you're just treated as a person, as a human being, not about who you are,
Mm,
right? And I like that sort of laid back, there's no like, oh, because you're so and so, or at least I don't feel that, right? So I really, if I had a chance, I would retire there,
okay.
right?
So maybe already you can open a new chapter in
Yeah,
Sabah.
it's coming up.
It's coming. Ah, there you go.
It's coming up. So hopefully I'll have more visits
Yes,
there.
yes.
Um, that is the dream, but I also have maybe a more realistic dream. um, Probably living on a farm,
Hmm.
I think,
Yeah.
right? Just out of
Very
the
different from here.
yeah,
Yeah.
the noise of
Yes. The
the
call of
city.
nature. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Understand.
back to nature.
Where are you from initially? Urban landscape or a more rural area?
No, urban.
Urban.
Srimban. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the call of nature
yeah,
is really a
yeah,
call for you.
yeah.
I understand. All right. Now, what is your most treasured possession? And that can be
Um,
material as well.
okay. Mm, my memories.
Hmm. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Nice.
I think that's yeah my treasured. Uh, yeah, it's very much treasured. I think sometimes I fear, right, with all this uh, the rise of things like Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
dementia, and
Yeah.
things like that. Um, yeah, I'm so afraid. Like, if one day, because at the end, that's all you have, right?
True.
Uh, you have your memories.
True.
So that's something that I really treasure.
That
Yeah,
is nice.
yeah.
All right. Now, what do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? Like the lowest state of sadness, sadness, sadness.
Mm, maybe, uh, maybe the loss of hope, right?
Hmm.
Um, I think hope is a great thing. Um, I, if I- as you ask a question, then I kind of try to put myself in that, if I was
Sure.
in that state, um, it would be because I lost hope, right? Because I think hope gives so much, I guess, you know, it makes us feel that there's something to look forward
Sure.
to.
Sure.
But the moment you lose hope, then
Yeah, what is left to
yeah,
live, right?
so it's a very terrible. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that state because you won't even be able to pick yourself up because there's no hope,
I
right?
understand. Yes.
To keep going.
Yes.
So that would be for me, I guess, the lowest point.
I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. Very true. Very
Mm.
true. Now, what is your favorite occupation?
Oh, can I say my current? Yeah.
Sure. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
have said so.
Yeah. I think my what I'm doing right now, I love it. I don't think no, I hope I could maybe do more from a policy perspective,
Hmm.
more strategic sort of policy, macro level work in the entrepreneurship sector. I still believe what I'm doing is quite micro, but maybe a little bit more elevated, but within the sector still, and kind of doing more strategic, uh, yeah, elevating to a more strategic role, I
I
guess,
understand.
right? Yeah.
Right. Now, what is your most marked characteristic?
Marked. Um, oh, I'm not sure.
Or maybe something that you know people would say about you.
uh,
Tricia, she is like this.
mm, I'm trying to think about um, what some of my colleagues would say about me. uh, mm, maybe I want perfection, right? So if I am producing something, like I'm writing something or I'm doing something, I actually want it to be perfect. Um, we always advise all the entrepreneurs, right? Especially the ones who are the techies. Say, okay, no, don't. If you wait for the perfection, the perfect
Yes,
product, it's
correct.
never going to go to
Correct.
market. Unfortunately, I suffer from that too. I've learned to kind of let go a little bit more, um, but it still creeps back in sometimes. Um, yeah, it's just something that is there.
I
I think
understand.
they would pick on that because I always go back and anybody's work I always go and check, right? So I think that wanting perfection in anything that we do, right,
Okay.
or I do, yeah.
Okay. So now, what do you most value in your friends?
In my friends,
Hmm.
um, honestly, for my friends, they're quite amazing. I can go like 2 months while I'm in my busy period, right? Not contacting them at all. But if I were to pick up the phone right now and say, hey, so and so, I need some help immediately. Can you come and get me? They'll be there,
That
right?
is nice.
So that I'm able to rely on them, right? There's no need to constantly be in contact, right? But even when you're not, I know that love is still there, that
Yeah.
friendship is still there, that trust is still there, and that I can still rely on them, and vice versa,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's something that I really value in all my friendships. That ability to be able to lean on each other,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
At a moment's notice without any question, right? Or, hesitation or,
Yeah. I
yeah.
understand that level of deep
Yeah.
connection here,
Yeah.
sense of family.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, nothing to do with that. Who are your favorite writers?
A writer. So, ah, so I used to read quite a bit before. I don't do it as much. I also think because I'm always on the phone, right?
That
and,
is
and
disturbing us.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
for sure.
sometimes when you want to read, you just read a book
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
But I still like the
The
books.
hardware,
Yeah,
the hardware, the hard copy. Sorry.
correct. Yeah. Um, so the one book that maybe changed a lot of the way I think about the world or my life was actually this book by Wayne Dyer. Uh, change your uh, change your mind. Change your mind, change your life,
Hmm.
something like that, right? But what was amazing about this book, because I started a spiritual journey, right? So I think my life was a lot more chaotic back in the days. And I decided, okay, I need to ground myself and, really understand who am I, right? And uh, what is my contribution, right, to my community and, the people around me and, the world as a whole. Um, and there was many writers, I was going through a lot of books. There was Louis Hay and all that. But Wayne Dyer wrote a book which is that change your mind, change your life, right? It was actually, and it really switched. It turned on a switch in my
Okay.
mind, right? It taught me the power of intention, right? So if you're going to do something, that the intention of why you do it is very important. Um, it also taught me to be one with nature, right? So those things like um, to live in just like this constant state of balance with what's around you. Um, Also, the book really taught me about letting go, right? So just being at peace
Hmm.
with whether it's your past or even if it's your present, just kind of being at peace and letting it all go, right?
Yeah.
So I think that really changed my perspective on or the way I started to live my life after that, right?
Was it a
Um,
long time ago?
this was in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really like shifted, even the things that I started to do afterwards, right?
Mm,
It just shifted.
okay.
So that book
Interesting.
really,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a
impacted
major
me.
book here.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. So maybe this question is not for you, but who knows?
Mhm.
Who is your hero of fiction? So it could be
Fiction.
books, could be films, could be
Mhm.
comics, could be any kind of fiction,
Batman.
for instance. Yeah.
Batman for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I remember, back in the days, I used to watch Batman on repeat. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, so
Okay.
embarrassing.
So Batman was when was that?
Oh,
Quite
many
a
years.
few
Yeah,
decades
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The very first ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first ones. But I think now that I think back, why did I mean, I'm just going to make a reason why I was
You need
watching
a
it. So, yeah.
justification here.
So I think uh, what was maybe what made me, just kind of, I don't know, maybe drawn to it, was this concept of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And then here he's doing like justice, right? Serving the people, and like, so it was just like this kind of dual uh, role
Yes.
that somebody can play, right? Yeah. So Batman. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Batman it is. So now, which historical figure do you most identify with? I would say, do you get most inspiration from, probably, because it's hard, I guess, to identify really with a personal, a person that used to be a big historical figure.
Nobody that comes into mind actually
Okay,
for that one. Yeah.
it's a tough question, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So now, who are your heroes in real life?
I think still my parents, right? For the sacrifices that they've done, and really just being resilient and empowering us. Uh, if I were to look up to some, like another person outside my community, I would say Serena Williams,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? I think, I used to be. I still watch tennis, but I used to be a bigger fan of tennis
Oh,
when she
nice.
was playing.
Yeah,
Um, because of her story, right? How she
indeed.
overcame all odds. Both
Yes.
she and her sister
The family
Venus.
story is
Yeah,
powerful, really.
very, very powerful, right? Gunshots in a tennis court,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
still there training, and the perseverance of the parents as well to make sure that they take part in all these competitions. And I think she uh, it, in her time, to it would have been much more difficult to live it, right? I've read her book, watched the movie.
true.
It wouldn't be the same as living it. But to come out of it and to be a star, right? And not just a star, like, a star athlete. It's quite amazing,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And it's
Yeah.
one chance in how many?
Correct. Yeah. It's like 1 in a million,
Yeah,
and there you have a family that has two,
true,
right?
true.
Yeah. So,
For me, the dad, because
yeah.
I'm a tennis player,
Yeah.
so of course tennis is big
Yeah.
on me as well. The dad for me, I would never understand how the dad did that, like did make that happen.
Mm,
Because behind the girls is the dad
correct.
that had big faith
Yeah.
in something he didn't even had a clue about. So
Correct.
why one day he picked up tennis?
Yeah.
Why one day he thought my girls will become
Correct.
tennis
Yeah.
athletes and they will have the best role
Yeah.
in tennis
Yeah.
history?
Yeah.
It's like entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like
Correct.
one day, somehow there's a chance on you,
Yeah.
and it was the right path
Yeah.
to take.
It's like
Hard,
a dream,
but yeah,
right?
the guy never stopped dreaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he put everything into their daughters. Of
Correct.
course, it was not easy, I
Yeah.
guess, as a
Yeah.
child to be
Yeah.
always, always on
Yeah.
that ambition.
Mm.
But the, how that spark started,
Yeah.
for me, it's just like surreal.
And they kept it going,
True,
in
true, true.
spite of all the odds against them.
True. And also they grown into very humbled people.
Correct. Yeah.
So role models
Yeah.
in tennis and beyond,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
are still,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the ecosystem and doing great for others.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
there are a few tennis players like this
Yeah.
that are having this kind of role model
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are truly inspirational.
Yeah. I suppose
Indeed.
even football, there's quite a
True.
few, but I'm not
True.
really a football fan. But tennis, definitely.
Yeah.
Serena.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Indeed.
Mm.
All right. So now, what are your favorite names?
Names. Mm. Mm. I've always liked the name Tristan. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, maybe Legends of the Fall.
I was about to say there's something maybe in the literature side of
yeah,
it
yeah,
that might appeal to you.
yeah. But that name, yeah, something.
Tristan.
Yeah,
Very nice.
no personal, anything, but just.
Yep.
Yeah.
No explanation, just Tristan. That's good. What is it that you most dislike in general in life?
Oh. Mm, in my everyday, day to day would be traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I-
And we know
yeah,
it in KL,
yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, so traffic, yeah, I think is a time waster.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think maybe we covered some of that, like, this kind of wasting time around, like, um, you know, running around doing something that maybe is not so guaranteed to be fruitful.
Mhm.
Um, I sense a theme here: time.
Yeah. I understand. I
Time
understand.
wasters, maybe.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Time waste. Okay. Now, what is your greatest regret, if any?
Mm. No regrets. Mm.
I was hinting on
Yeah,
that kind of answer.
yeah. No regrets. Yeah, no regrets.
Present time, happy,
Yeah.
good. Now a bit profound here. How would you like to die?
Oh gosh.
It's a hard one.
Uh, hmm. I never thought of that. Um, with my memories intact, I think. Uh, Surrounded by loved ones, if that's possible. Um, in a state of calm, and maybe fast.
Mm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, maybe, I don't know if I'm on my deathbed, touch wood, but I would want to relive my memories for one last time,
Mm.
in your head.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That could be nice. All right. Latest question. We have arrived at the 35.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
What is your motto?
My motto, just do it.
Okay.
Just do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Um, yeah, just do it. I
Action
think
driven.
that's been something that I just kind of uh carry with me.
Okay.
Because I think uh, if I never had that, I would probably be stuck. Because there's sometimes a lot of situations where you are like, don't know where either option is good for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way you do
Yeah.
is fine. But if you just do it, just get on with it, right? Just get on with it and just do it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that, kind of has kept me going,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
Very good. So, how do you feel after the 35 Proust questions?
Good.
Yeah.
I sense some thematic areas. Time seems to be a problem
Yeah,
for
right.
me.
It's funny because those questions, indeed, at some point you will have some topics
Yeah.
emerging,
Yeah.
recurrent topics. I
Correct.
think.
Yeah.
This is why I believe that those questions were deemed to be revealing the true nature,
Yeah.
even for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because in modern times, I don't think we have those kind of questions
Mm.
anymore in our heads. We don't have time for it,
Mm.
and I'm not sure we want to
Yeah.
have time for it.
Correct.
So when we're obliged to do it,
Yeah.
I believe it's kind of revealing things to ourselves as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was not
It's-
too complicated, see?
No,
It was
it
good,
was
yeah?
not. But it was very interesting because really the time thing,
You
I
didn't
really
know
need
about
to
it, yeah?
reflect on this more.
There you
When
go.
I-
One more thing on your busy agenda. All right. So now we will go into the organization. So
Okay.
MBAN. You might have not done that before because you're the other side of the ecosystem. But because we are in the startup ecosystem, I would like you to present MBAN in an 1-minute elevator pitch.
Okay. Simply put, we are a network of investors that support the startup ecosystem through investments, right? And also mentorship. We're the official trade association, so we represent all angel investors in Malaysia.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. 1 minute. Now, I'm going to ask you 4 questions about MBAN, but my way, the branding way.
Okay.
The first one being, why are you on Earth for as an organization, as MBAN?
Why are you?
Why are you on Earth for? Your
Okay.
big why, your big vision.
Okay. It's to really support the startups through capital, right? So we are here to connect high net worth individuals to these opportunities in the startup ecosystem.
Right.
Right.
Okay. What people do you want to resonate with? So your audience here.
High net worth individuals and startups, right? So high net worth individuals who want to explore the startup ecosystem and startup investment, and startups who are looking to raise funds as well from angel investors.
So early stage, rather,
Yes,
yeah?
correct.
All right. How different are you from your competitors? And we know there's a lot of players in that space,
Mm.
not necessarily an organization of angels in Malaysia, but more widely, lots of players in the investment side.
Mm.
So, how different are you?
So I think for us, what makes us different is, first of all, we are a not-for-profit. So how we do things and what we do is really for the benefit of investors as well as for startups. So there's no profit here that we're talking about, right? So any activity that we run is for that purpose. So it's done for nation building, it's done to really develop the ecosystem. So I think that makes us stand out, right? So there's no ulterior motive to this, apart from growing the startup ecosystem
Yeah.
in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question is, what do you promise to those people,
What do you promise to?
to them, the startups and the high net worth individuals?
Promise, yeah. So I don't like to make promises, but I think what we can provide for investors as well as startups is this platform to connect, right? We can facilitate that. But because we're an NGO, right, at the end of the day, the connections that happen or the relationships that are formed is between those parties, right? So we are more of the facilitator or the platform, right? So I can promise to do that. So if somebody comes to me and say, "Oh, Tricia, I want to be connected to Vanessa," right? They'll say, "Okay, let me reach out to Vanessa. Vanessa, would you like, so
Yeah.
we are happy to build those connections, make those connections happen. But how the relationship moves forward, it really is up to the two individuals directly. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now
Mhm.
is our latest section of the
Mhm.
interview. Do you have any hot news that you would like to share? So we heard the chapter in Sabah is coming up.
Mhm.
If you want to develop more or add anything else that is hot for you, or anything that we might not have touched base on and you would like to share with the audience here.
Yep. So I think what we have coming up, which is interesting, is the MBAN Summit.
Okay.
So that's our yearly summit that we organize. So it's happening on the 24th of September this
Okay.
year at the Asia School of Business. Last year we had something like 600, almost 700 people turn
Wow.
up, right? So it's quite a big event, a mixture of angel investors, corporate angel investors, as well as startups. So this year we're of course, the goalposts moves further and now you've got to achieve more. So we're hoping
Sure.
to have a bigger crowd and hopefully more meaningful connections this time around as well.
So what will happen in the summit? Like you have panels, I guess.
Correct. So the theme for this year's summit is the capital revolution.
Okay.
So where family offices, corporates, and rebel startups collide, right?
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about how capital and startups are colliding and changing the way the economy looks like today. So it's going to be interesting. Sorry, excuse me. This is going to be quite interesting. We're going to have panel discussions, some keynotes. We're also going to have some startup pitches as well.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, nice. So full day, is it?
Yes, it's going to be a
Okay.
full day
Good.
program. Yeah.
All right.
But a lot of different activities happening. So come and, I hope everybody can join
So
us.
we'll put the link on the YouTube page,
Yes.
of course, and the LinkedIn post so that if you are interested, sorry, my bad, it will be in September.
Yeah.
End of September, 24.
Yeah.
24. Okay, in KL. All right. And so where can we find you, Tricia, and MBAN online?
Okay. So you can actually find us on mban.com.my online. You can also look me up on LinkedIn. It's tricia.francis.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is a wrap. We have now done this interview. Thank you for your time. It was really interesting to listen to you and discover more of one key player and a woman, which we don't have too many in the ecosystem. So thank you for your time. I know you have a super busy day. So I free you up now.
No, thank you, Vanessa, for having me. I think it was a really nice session. Really some things to think about. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Of course,
Yeah.
my pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thanks for here.